One of the most important tricks for the conditional formatting in Excel is how to apply the conditional formatting in your table between two dates, or your criteria will be the dates instead of the data itself. So in our today's video, I will show you exactly step by step how to make or how to apply the conditional formatting in your data based on the dates or between two dates. So let's check out that. Before we start, and as usual, let me tell you that the file we'll be using in this video is linked below in the description. You can download it and try along with me step by step. So let's start with the data that will be used in our today's video. It's a very simple table that contains number of invoices related to some sales. The first column is invoice number, the product code, the date and quantity, price per unit, and then the total finally. What we're gonna do is to create a conditional formatting that can be more interactive with the date from and date to, like that. If we change that, for example, to be 10th of March, and then we press enter, we will have the conditional formatting dynamically changed. And if we change the date to, for example, to be 10th of April, press enter, we will see that the conditional formatting changed dynamically with our action to select the invoice numbers that meet the requirements for this conditional formatting. To apply that, all we need to do is to select the entire data we need to apply the conditional formatting to. So in our example here, we need to highlight the entire row in our data or in our table. And if you need just to highlight a specific column, for example, the date only, we will select the date only. So let's select our data, and then from home menu, we will go for the conditional formatting and then go for manage rules. Then we will start by clicking on the new rule, and the next step will be moving to use a formula to determine which cells to format. Why we are using this option? Because it's more dynamic and give us all the options we need to identify the criteria on cells which we will apply the conditional formatting to. So we will select the use formula to determine which cells to format, and then go for this part, which is format values, where this formula is true. So in this situation, all we need is to have a logical formula or a logical test that can result with a true or false. Because if it's resulted as true, then the conditional formatting will apply itself on this cell or on this row or whatever selection we need. So if we need it here just to make or to apply the conditional formatting, we need to identify the criteria we need to apply. Basically, we have two conditions we need to meet before applying the conditional formatting to our data or to our table. The first one is the date from. So we need the conditional formatting apply from a specific date if it's equal this specific date or newer than this date. At the same time, we need to make it specific for date to also. So we need the conditional formatting being applied for the data that between the date from and date to. And as long as we have more conditions or two conditions and we need to use a logical formula, we will use AND function. So here is how we do that. We will start by equal and then and then open our bracket. Then we need to select the first cell in our date column, which we will apply the conditional formatting, or we will search for it, and then have a deep look for this fixed cell. It's fixed, the D column and the 9 row. We need our equation to be more dynamic to check out each row at the same column, which is column D. So in order to do that, we need to just remove the $sign and keep it on the column D. So our formula go to check row 9, row 10, row 11 till the end of our data. Then we will continue our criteria. So we will type more than or equal the first date or the date from. We will keep it totally fixed like that, and then press comma to move to the second criteria or the second condition. We will do the same but for the date too. So we will select that date, the first cell, and then remove this $sign and then type less than or equal the date too. Also, we will keep it fixed or totally fixed as it is. We will close our bracket. Then we will need to choose the format which will be applied to the cells if it meets the two conditions or the two criteria we have. So we will press on format and then go for fill. We will choose the format we need and then press OK. Also, you can choose your format for the font or for the cell border or for number format. For example, in font, we will choose it to be bold or bold italic. We can change the color to be kind of black like that, and then press OK. OK again. Before clicking anything else, you can see here as the shown formatting rule is for the current selection, which is from B9 to G30. Where is our data located? Then we will press apply and then OK. Here we will notice that this is the only row that have the conditional formatting applied on. But if we change that, for example, change it this month to be January and press enter, we will have another 3 rows which have the conditional formatting applied to. And the same for date 2. If we change that to be November and press enter, we will have most of our rows that conditional formatting applied to. It's easy, dynamic, helpful, and it will be start for you just to filter your data without having to check each row by yourself or applying a manual filter to it. That was a straightforward example about how to apply the conditional formatting on a specific data between 2 dates. Finally, remember that the file used in this video is linked below in the description. You can download it and try it by yourself. And if you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumb up and make sure to subscribe not to miss any of the upcoming videos. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.